It is currently, what day is it today? Today's Thursday, and I am on my way to do a private lesson. It is noon. I was supposed to start earlier in the morning, but last night we hosted our first in-house session at Roots for our Roots community. And so people were at the studio like super late. So I ended up sleeping much later than I had desired, and so I had to push back my private just a little bit. But just a good way to start my day, a little bit active. Even amongst like a busy dance schedule, I always try to fit in the few private lessons that I know I'm comfortable working with. I've been working with them a long time, and I'm actually like invested in their growth. Sometimes, people want privates for like one-time things. They want to learn one particular piece. They want to prepare for one particular project or whatever. But I think just the way that my brain's wired, I don't know why. I just like to see the consistency in building with them and growing them. So unless I know I can do that, I won't take that on that private. So currently I only have 2 regular private lesson students, and then lately I feel like I haven't been able to schedule much. So really one person that I'm like really freaking invested in. He's been doing privates with me for like over a year now, which is crazy, right? Like very consistently. So yeah, I'll always make time for that no matter how busy I am. But yeah, great way to start our day. Got me started. Yeah, you done got me started. On point like a target, and I can't let it sing. You gon' go my heart. Let's go 6, 7, 8. The 6, 7, 8, and whoosh. Does that feel pretty good? Yeah. Okay, now push even further forward. 6, 7, 8, whoosh. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Now. So while I eat, let's talk about why, or just what my thought process has been lately. I was out with my girlfriends recently, and they're friends that I've known since college. And so there's some of my closest friends who have seen me from, like seen me through all types of eras of personalities and ups and downs in my life. And, I will say we definitely have had a blast in college where we were partying it up, and we just had so much fun, and it was just like such carefree days. And we were just catching up and just kind of going on memory lane, and we were just talking about how much fun we used to have in college. And something that came up in our conversation was, damn, I wish we can go back in time and change nothing but just place a camera in the room, so that we can, in our 30s, now look back on our 20s and just watch how our life was and be able to relive it through video. How fun would it have been if we actually filmed and vlogged our life then, just for ourselves to watch a decade later? And that sparked another thing in me, because I'm like, I've always talked about how I wanted to vlog. I've recently come to realize that though I've always said I wanted to vlog, I actually am like more private than I actually thought. And so it's kind of hard for me to even want to like place a camera and do regular things like eat a meal. It's just like not really in my personality to do it. But the recent thought I had was, well, I always say that I want to vlog to document my journey. That's like the phrase that everyone uses that I always use too. And if I were to be honest with myself, have I not done it yet because I was being overly perfectionist about this process of what to present in the vlogs and what kinds of things I want people to see. I don't want people to see me cook a meal and eat it. Like me eating this right now, I don't think people would give a shit. And to be quite frank with you, and I just don't think it's important. So my perfectionism ass person, what does that even mean? But my perfectionism gets in the way of so many things because in my mind I'm like, okay, if I were to vlog, I want to make it cinematic, and then I want to make it high quality. So I want to get this camera, and I want to get this type of lighting, and I want to edit it in this manner, and I want to make it look cinematic. There's nothing cinematic about potato balls and eggs. But yeah. So, then comes the question like, have I really been honest with myself? Have I been actually trying to document my journey for myself to look at when I'm 40, 50 years old? Or have I been worrying about what to present to the public or to somebody else? And to be quite frank, I've been focused on other people and what my product is going to look like. And it's not necessarily because of me overthinking other people. Actually, it's more my own perfectionism, really, because I always want to put out like a good quality product. So I never grew up watching vlogs on YouTube. I know a lot of people follow a lot of content creators who vlog like a day in their life, which, so I've heard, is like not the strategy anymore into 2026. But then there goes the overthinking again of like, well, what works? What doesn't work? What's the strategy? What do I want to present? What do I not want to present? Like, who the fuck cares? The whole point is that that's not what this is about. Right? So, anyway, all to say, the current realization is, I want to be 40 years old, and I want to be able to be like, I wonder what 30-year-old Eileen was thinking. I wonder what kind of concerns or worries filled her head day to day. I wonder how she spent her time. I wonder, what some of her wins were that she was so happy about and celebrating. I wonder what some of her hardships were. And I just want to be able to look back on that for myself. And so this is kind of like a diary for me because I might not even post this. I feel like I'm just talking to myself at this point. Future Eileen, this is what you're eating at 31 years old. Anyway, so that's that. And what else? So let's be practical. With that thought process now comes this decision of like, okay, let me actually document my life for no one else but me. What does documenting your life look like? Now, I'm busy as fuck, okay? I have a crazy schedule. So, trust me, I have filmed a lot of my life. Do I actually put it together and edit it and post it? No, I don't, because I don't have time for that. So that's also a reoccurring cycle of a problem, right? Like, what's the point of documenting if you're not going to actually put it together? So my new rule for myself is I need to be able to edit it by the end of that day. That's how easy it has to be. So no, I cannot do special editing. I can't do special color grading. I don't have time to, cut all my talks into interesting pieces. Like if I have to sit here and talk for 10 minutes, too bad. You're going to listen to me for 10 minutes. So minimizing the additional things that are supposed to make content good and just actually keeping my word about documenting my life and then making it easy enough of a project for me to edit by the end of every single day. And I really have to cut down on a lot of my perfectionism, because if I were to be a perfectionist, I would not be able to edit it in one day, let alone two, let alone a week. You know what I mean? So, I'm just hoping that it encourages me to just do the things I say I'm gonna do, and not let the outcome dictate what I'm doing. Maybe in the future I'll be able to edit it a little better in a shorter amount of time, but as of right now, no editing needed, really. This color in this camera right now is what you're gonna get, okay? And maybe that goes deeper into a life lesson of like, you don't always have to be so perfect and put together, Eileen. Damn, that's deep. But it's something I need to remind myself all the time, because I'm always overly overthinking and striving to be the best version of me, which works to my benefit a lot of times, but it's also my vice. And so learning how to like not be so hard on myself and cut down a little bit, I think, is part of the journey. And I need to apply that to my dance too. Yeah. Alright. So after this, I'm gonna go work with my sister on some root stuff. So I gotta hurry up and eat, and then I gotta go work. So, bye. Dude, that's hella funny. Everybody, all together. Put them in a room. We teach them all together. Like, if they're editing, 3 people that's editing.
And then we tell them.
Yeah, that maybe a little bit more free in the video, film, media realm.
Understood.
If you're open to that.
Understood.
Okay, so every work session looks a little bit different, obviously, because every day requires different tasks. Yeah, different tasks. For example, today we hit a few things. One is setting a new system for the way that our media works, because we're hiring new media interns and media teams, and that requires us to rework our entire system, onboarding them, setting meetings with them, setting rules for them, all that. So that was our first task. And then we went into finances, because we were doing financial reporting, and then we were doing inquiries, booking jobs and getting back to people asking about wanting to hire us for things. Yeah. We did so much more. What else? I mean, I think that was what we got done in the last hour. Yeah. That was only 1 hour. Those are the main priority of things that we did. Yeah. Now, on different days, it requires other things. A lot of things. Yeah, even right now, we're getting to the studio around 6:30, and rehearsal starts at 7, so I'm sure there's a little bit of time needed to plan what rehearsal's gonna look like. Yeah. They just started rehearsals last week, so just making sure everyone has their contracts in. Yeah. Well, all while, the studio opens at 5, so as we're working on separate stuff, they're calling us. Yeah, we're still having to check in on the studio and the staff and interns and all that, to make sure things are running smoothly, and helping from afar. Yeah. But now we're back on the road to go back to the studio.
Broke niggas stand to the left, a rich nigga stand to the right. Do you want me to left?
Is you're just doing this a million times, the same way every time, and you're not necessarily getting better at it. So we have to be humble enough to take a step down to block 1 and 2. Let's go, All right, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it is currently 2 a.m. and I forgot to film the rest of my day, but we ended rehearsal at a little past 10 p.m., which is usual on a Thursday. But keep in mind that also the studio and our daily classes at the studio are also running at the same time that we're having rehearsal, right? So I'm kind of jumping back and forth between like duties of running the rehearsal as a director and training the team, all while checking in on studio operations. Thankfully, me and Deanie kind of tag team on both of those things, so we're able to manage both at the same time. But all to say, studio operations end at 11 p.m. And today, particularly, we just kind of closed up really late. And so we ended up closing up around 11:30 p.m. Deanie and I had not had dinner yet. So we went and ate after we closed up the studio. And so by the time I got home, it was like almost 1 a.m. So a few things that I can't really leave the work for tomorrow are like, for example, posting the or uploading all of our videos from like I do help film classes sometimes. It's not fully my job, but I do it when I can. And so uploading class footage for the students, uploading class footage for the instructors, uploading rehearsal footage for our team members so that they have a reference of what they worked on. And then just catching up on some like just other kind of nitty gritty things that I don't want to leave off until tomorrow. So yeah, just finishing that up right now. And because it's around 2 a.m. right now, this is honestly a lot. This is very representative of most of my days, but then I end up going to bed around 3. And that is kind of normal for me. My goal is to be able to go to bed by like 1 a.m. I feel like that's like very, very ideal for me. Um, it does feel pretty unrealistic at times because of the workload. And there are actually a lot of work. There's a lot of work that I could be doing also right now if I had the energy. But frankly speaking, those things I can wait until tomorrow. So tomorrow will also be a hefty work day, but trying to just get as much done tonight so that I don't have to leave it all till tomorrow. For example, like another thing is even putting this vlog together. Like I'm not gonna be able to edit it tonight because I'm so tired, but I'll probably have to edit it tomorrow. But in order to edit it tomorrow, I probably need to upload all the footage tonight. So every little nitty gritty thing is it takes up time to do and it's a process. So I feel like people don't really talk about the day to day tedious things, the admin things, the things that go unnoticed unless someone actually does it, you know what I mean? So yes, there are the cool big dance jobs and then there's like the big running the studio and directing, like all of that is nice and flashy, but then also I have to come home late at night and like do all these little minor things to make sure everything's running smoothly. But yeah, that's my day and there goes my first day of vlogging out of the ideal 30. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. Successful day. Cut.